I'm invisible. They treat me like a daggone animal.
Amy Slayton is done with TLC, and she's ready to sue. She claims the network withheld $2 million and left her broke during filming for season 8. Meanwhile, Tammy's new boyfriend has sparked a full-blown production crisis after showing up on set uninvited and getting into a fight with a cameraman. Now, the Slayton family is begging TLC to step in before everything collapses. This is the most explosive and dangerous season in 1,000 Pound Sisters history. The chaos surrounding 1,000 Pound Sisters Season 8 did not erupt overnight. According to multiple sources close to the Slayton family and inside the production team, the turmoil had been building silently for months. Long before cameras started rolling, long before Tammy introduced her new boyfriend, and long before Amy Slayton made the shocking decision that may end the entire franchise, behind the laughter, behind the familiar Kentucky backdrops, and behind the sisters' attempts to rebuild their lives after a turbulent year, there was something brewing. An exhausting pressure cooker that finally exploded into one of the biggest scandals in TLC history. At the center of it all is Amy Slayton, a mother of two, who says she reached her emotional breaking point after years of what she describes as unfair treatment and financial entrapment by the very network that built its success on her family's vulnerability. According to a leaked interview that has since been circulated privately among entertainment journalists, Amy claimed, "TLC owes me $2 million. They kept it. They're reholding it. I haven't seen a dime." Her voice, described by those who heard the recording as shaking but firm, painted a disturbing picture, one that suggests her life off camera is far darker, more stressful, and more unstable than fans ever imagined. Those close to Amy say her financial situation has become dire. After separating from Michael and taking on full responsibility for her son's expenses, she reportedly struggled to cover even basic needs. A source close to the family said, "Amy is not living the life of someone on a hit TV show. She's worrying about rent, food, the kids' clothes. She's overwhelmed and exhausted." This tension grew worse when Amy discovered that certain payments from past seasons, money she believed she had earned, were allegedly withheld or delayed. Whether intentionally or due to contract complications is unknown, but what insiders agree on is that Amy felt betrayed. She told producers she couldn't continue recording season 8 until she saw her money. And when she felt ignored, she escalated. "If they didn't give it back, I'm done. I'll sue them." That threat alone sent waves through TLC's corporate offices. It's the first time in the show's history that a main cast member publicly challenged the network on financial grounds. Production was reportedly instructed to pause, awaiting legal guidance, leaving dozens of crew members stuck in limbo with no idea whether the cameras would ever roll again. But Amy's financial war with TLC was only one half of the explosive equation. The other half was forming quietly on Tammy Slayton's side of the family. Something far more personal, dangerous, and terrifying. It began with a new name Tammy mentioned only casually at first. A man she met online, someone she claimed made her feel seen, loved, and appreciated. To her family, those words were immediate red flags. Tammy has always been vulnerable to men with questionable intentions, and history has shown that certain individuals target her specifically because of her fame, her struggles, and her loneliness. What Tammy didn't know, according to insiders, was that this new man had a disturbing documented history of manipulating emotionally fragile women. Background checks reportedly revealed past restraining orders, harassment allegations, and multiple online profiles used to approach women dealing with weight issues or mental health struggles. Producers were alarmed but attempted to remain neutral until everything escalated into an event so shocking that several crew members reportedly refused to return to set afterward. Filming for season 8 had barely begun when the man appeared uninvited on set. Not during a family gathering, not during a planned scene, not when security was expecting visitors. He appeared suddenly, pacing outside the crew's trailers, demanding to know why Tammy's privacy was being violated. Witnesses say he stormed toward the main filming area and confronted a cameraman, shouting, accusing the production team of exploiting Tammy, and getting close enough that security had to intervene. A cameraman later described the moment as the most dangerous incident we've faced on this show. Tammy, sitting in her wheelchair during the commotion, was visibly trembling. Amy cried. Amanda yelled at the man to get away, and producers, fearing a lawsuit or worse, ordered all cameras and equipment shut down immediately. But even after the man was escorted off the property, the emotional aftershocks continued. That night, the family gathered off camera and had what one insider called the most heartbreaking conversation of the season so far. They begged TLC to take action. They demanded that this man be banned from filming, from set access, and from involvement with Tammy in any capacity. But what truly broke them was their belief that TLC saw this chaos as good TV, something to exploit rather than address. At this point, with Amy threatening legal warfare and Tammy in a potentially dangerous entanglement, the production of season 8 fell into complete disarray. Crew members were told to stand by until further notice, unsure whether they were filming a hit reality show or witnessing the collapse of a family under unbearable pressure. The fallout from the explosive set incident involving Tammy Slayton's new boyfriend did not settle quietly. Instead, it sent shockwaves through every corner of the production, deepening fractures that had been forming silently for months. What should have been a fresh beginning for 1,000 Pounds Sister Season 8 had turned into a storm of uncertainty, fear, and distrust. Those who returned to work the following morning described the atmosphere as cold, on edge, and broken in a way we've never seen before. And many staff members admitted privately that they felt for the first time that the Slayton family was no longer safe in the world TLC had created around them. According to multiple sources, the day after the confrontation, producers called the family in for an emergency meeting. The network wanted reassurance that filming would continue, but the sisters, especially Amanda and Chris, were adamant. They refused to put Tammy back in front of cameras until they had guarantees of her safety. One insider, who was present during the closed-door meeting, described the scene as deeply emotional. Amanda wasn't yelling, the source said. She wasn't angry. She was tired, drained. She looked at the producers and said, "If something happens to Tammy because you're wanted ratings, that blood is on your hands." Yet, while Tammy's safety had become the focus of the crew's panic, it was Amy's unraveling financial crisis that pushed the production to the edge of collapse. Amy did not show up to the emergency meeting. According to insiders, she stayed home, avoiding both the cameras and the producers who had repeatedly asked for her cooperation. Her absence was not silent. It was intentional, pointed, a declaration that she was no longer willing to participate in a system she believed had betrayed her. Behind the scenes, Amy's life had spiraled into unbearable pressure. The leaked interview in which she accused TLC of withholding $2 million was not an impulsive act of anger. It was the result of years of frustration that had grown too heavy to carry. Amy reportedly hired a private accountant months earlier, who discovered major discrepancies between her contract promises and her actual paid amounts. Those findings left her devastated. To Amy, it wasn't just money. It was proof that she had given the network her weight struggles, her heartbreak, her family turmoil, and her most vulnerable life moments, and had been compensated with barely a fraction of what she felt she deserved. Family insiders say Amy cried for hours the night she received the report. She felt used. She felt powerless. She felt like she had spent years sacrificing her mental health, her dignity, and her privacy, only to end up in a worse financial situation than when she started. But what broke her hardest, according to a friend, was the fear that she could no longer provide for her sons. She was terrified, the friend shared. She kept saying, "What if I can't pay rent next month? What if they take the boys? What if I lose them because I worked myself into the ground for this show?" And so her refusal to film was more than a negotiation tactic. It was a desperate stand for survival. While TLC attempted to downplay the conflict, production insiders say the network was thrown into panic mode behind the scenes. They tried offering temporary advances. They tried promising revised payment schedules. But those gestures were met with silence. Amy had reached a point where compromise was no longer an option. In her eyes, anything less than full payment of the $2 million was another betrayal. Meanwhile, Tammy was becoming increasingly isolated. Those closest to her said she was torn between defending the new boyfriend she felt connected to and acknowledging the fears of her family and the crew. The argument on set, though frightening, had only intensified her emotional attachment. For Tammy, who had always craved acceptance, the boyfriend's aggressive behavior was misinterpreted as protectiveness. She reportedly told her siblings, "He's the only one really looking out for me." But the Slayton family saw something much darker, something predatory. Off camera, Amanda and Chris began collecting screenshots, messages, and statements. Amidst rumors of a cancellation, the 1,000 Pound Sister star makes a shocking announcement regarding Season 8. Finally, a fan favorite has responded to speculation on the renewal or cancellation of 1,000 Pound Sisters. In 2020, the program debuted, focusing on the Slayton sisters and their battles with obesity. Amy and Tammy Slayton were just starting their weight loss efforts at the time, and they were up against fresh obstacles every day. The Slayton sisters lost hundreds of pounds while changing their bodies throughout the years. The show had no plot because they had accomplished all of their main objectives. Thus, there were rumors that 1,000 Pound Sisters might be cancelled by the network. By liking fan tweets about the cancellation of the show, Tammy stoked these suspicions even more. Tammy has finally revealed whether the network has shelved 1,000 Pound Sisters, or if it will return for a new season. The network has no intentions to discontinue the show, according to a recent Reddit thread submitted by a viewer going by the handle @Sofaby. A screenshot of Tammy's response to a question about whether the show was cancelled was published in the forum. "No, they haven't," Tammy said, indicating that the renewal of 1,000 Pound Sisters had been granted. "We are working on Season 8, she said, ensuring that the program would return for a second season. The rumors also irritate Tammy, who said, "I don't understand why people keep posting fake news about us." The significance of Tammy's remark regarding 10,000 LB Sisters Season 8. There are still untold stories about the 10,000 Pound Sisters that need to be investigated. Tammy seems to have a lot of faith in her show based on her remarks. She wants to firmly put an end to the unfavorable reports and stress that her program isn't going anywhere. When viewers of 1,000 LB Sisters Season 6 saw that Amy and Tammy had both finished their weight loss adventures, they began to speculate that the show may be cancelled. There were rumors that the network would cancel the show because they thought it had lost its plot. To put the show to a close, some even proposed that the network produce a special episode. In season 7 of 1,000-Pound Sisters, a number of character arcs came to an end, raising the possibility that the program will be discontinued. Amy accepted her boyfriend Brian Lover's marriage proposal and started dating him again. Tammy's physical metamorphosis was ultimately completed when she had her skin removed. After season 7, there were rumors that the show might terminate since there were no more stories to tell. But in addition to confirming that the program is returning, Tammy's latest remarks also imply that it is far from ending and may even go for a few more seasons. Our analysis of the season 8 news of 1,000-Pound Sisters. Season 8 of 1,000-Pound Sisters could have intriguing plots. Hearing Tammy finally deny the claims and establish the show's status is comforting. As she continues to work toward her goals, lose more weight, and have more skin removal surgeries to improve her beauty. Her statements imply that she still has more to share. Amy, Tammy's sister, has not yet married her boyfriend either. Future seasons might concentrate on Amy's attempts to lose the weight she may have put on following her 2 pregnancies. Season 8 of 1,000-Pound Sisters might possibly explore Amanda Halterman's romantic life, or follow Brittany Combs as she attempts to lose weight. I believe that the Slayton family needs better boundaries after watching 1,000-Pound Sisters because they are too close for comfort. The Slayton family is the main emphasis of 1,000-Pound Sisters. And although they all have a sincere friendship, I believe the family might use some boundaries after appearing too close for comfort in the most recent run of episodes. Although Amy Slayton and Tammy Slayton were the original main stars of 1,000-Pound Sisters, as the show progressed, things changed on the series. Tammy, Amy, and their 3 elder siblings, Misty Slayton, Chris Combs, and Amanda Halterman, have all entered the picture, providing a clearer image of the family as a whole. Even though 1,000-Pound Sisters Season 7 is only a few episodes into a lengthy TV season, fans have had the chance to witness the family laughing together